Gwe, Nindalusi Darcy. Hello, my name is Darcy. Before we begin, it's important to say that this experience is taking place on the traditional and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. That is to say, the home that you are sitting in at this very moment is on the Mi'kmaq's territory. If you are watching this from outside of Mi'kmaqi, I invite you to learn about and honor the indigenous nations on whose territory you reside. It's important to name this uncomfortable truth, that for you to sit in your home, look around your yard, and walk about your neighborhood, indigenous people have been removed, displaced, and killed. I don't say this to make you feel uncomfortable, rather that we hold this acknowledgement with the same reverence and respect that we do for anyone who has lost their life in the name of Canada, by choice or not. There is a word often used to mean welcome, Jalasi. The literal translation is akin to step forward. So with that in mind, step forward. Embrace what you don't know. Know that this may be uncomfortable and that you may be challenged on what you thought to be true. Walaliak. Thank you.
Gwe, Nindalusi Rebecca, Delacour Jibuktuk Mi'kmaqi. So hi, my name is Rebecca, and I am from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I am the former Poet Laureate of Halifax. I am Mi'kmaq First Nation, and I am the poet whose voice you will hear in this piece, We Are Not Done Drumming, which was composed by Laura Sgroi. Laura and I got together, I want to say at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, to work on this piece that would demonstrate the colonization of the Americas as told through my perspective and my understanding of history. So there are three movements. The first movement is pre-contact. The second movement is the colonization wave. And the third movement is a reflection on the current state of Indigenous and settler relations right now. The first movement, I hope it sounds strong and free and independent and inviting, because as communities, we were very inviting of settlers when they first came. We were very supportive, but please understand that we were also not simple, and we were not willing to give up what we had. We wanted to help, but we wanted to maintain our independence. The second piece, I wanted it to be militarized and aggressive and dismissive of the first piece and of the first voice. And then finally, the third piece, I want it to be kind of left unfinished sounding, that we still have a ways to go and we have a few paths that we can choose from. And so what are we going to do? It's going to be up to you folks. It's going to be up to me. And so with that, as you listen, I want you to think of things like, am I feeling a certain way? Am I feeling upset, or am I feeling angry or defensive? Am I feeling shocked or saddened? Am I feeling disgusted or frustrated? Why are you feeling those things? And which voice do you relate to? And which voice sounds more right than the other? And why do you think that? And so with that, please enjoy We Are Not Done Drumming. And if you think a little differently, or you hear a perspective or a voice that you might not be used to hearing, then I think that this piece has done its job. Walaliach. Thank you.
were home. We were whole. Where we were was all we'd ever known. Our words flowed effortlessly, from the tamarack trees to the salmon. Generations of Ilnu knew prosperity and balance. The animals spoke and taught us how to think. We remembered just how many plants we should pick. Nidugalam, never taking more than we would need. We didn't have concepts of capitalism or greed. Our women were sacred, our children were free. There were no shame or disease. This was the way it was, not a romantic history. And Uaptamunk, so many worlds to eyes can see. We didn't need to be given faith just to believe. We greeted each other in ways we understood and welcomed those who stopped by our neighborhood. Look, on the horizon, great canoes we can see. Jalasi, welcome to Mi'kma'ki. Please, stop. Stop the coughs and the pox, the fevers and the spots. Our lungs are sore. We can't take anymore. Our skin aches to the touch. You've locked us in place, put our lives at stake. You made promises to us. We wrote them down. Enough is enough. You lied, and there's no trust. There's no stopping this crowned beast. You don't care about us in the least. You made that perfectly clear. We've grown souls from our tears. Our spirits were just a hindrance. And then you took away our children. You took their words and cut their hair. Their knees bled from all the prayers, and you were pleased with our despair. You should be pleased. We taught you savages how to read. dignified you with a royal tete-a-tete. Lock them away, clear the land. We're here to stay. What were we supposed to do? All these resources were not properly being used. A wasted territory, in our opinion. We took this wilderness and turned it into a kingdom. Now get on your knees and take your place and thank God for our grace. So we'll hide our colors and stay soft-spoken, tuck them away but refuse to be broken. You see, we'll never stop the fight. We'll just wait until the time is right. Our hearts kept the beat of the drums you made us burn, and we whispered our stories for our children to learn. You only saw what you wanted to see, and your lack of vision is how we stayed free. Just you and me. You have to admit, you've made a mess of things. I refuse to take the blame for where we are at. But that doesn't mean I won't have your back. You see, when I signed those treaties, I took them very seriously. There are two sides to that agreement, and I don't need your bereavement, only a promise to do better. From the earnest heart of a settler. Like it or not, we're in this together. Let me find my voice so we can talk at my pace. Jalasi, my friend, come forward, take your place.